Doesn't matter.
Shoulder
Shoulder
grab.
grab.
I beat her to it this time.
You did.
In a world where tomorrow's blockbusters reign.
And yesterday's classics are forgotten.
3 women intend to remember.
Hey everyone, welcome to Millennials at the Movie House,
Season 2!
Woohoo! The podcast where 3 friends watch older movies and review them from our modern, everyday perspectives. I'm Betsy.
I'm Tracy.
And I'm Serena.
And today we're talking about An American in Paris, 1951, directed by Vincente Minnelli, screenplay by Alan J. Lerner, and starring Gene Kelly, Leslie Caron, Oscar Levant, Georges Guittari, and Nina Foch. Foch?
French.
Foch. What?
I said it's all French, like
Yes.
American in Paris. They were like French people.
Quick synopsis, Tracy, go. As per usual.
Okay.
Nope. Episode 30, and she said no.
All right. An American in Paris is about an American painter who goes to Paris to find his muse or whatever. He's living in this apartment building with a pianist. They're also friends with a singer. They're all artists. And he is selling his paintings on the street, and a gorgeous, vivacious woman comes up to him and is like, I think you're an amazing painter. You know, come back to my apartment, putting on the moves.
She's a modern lady.
Right, and she's like,
like the
I want to be
vivacious.
your patron. Like, I'm going to support you because I think you're really good. I also think you're really hot. And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not here for that. I'm not that kind of man. But they actually do become, like, you know, partners or whatever. So they go out to dinner, and he sees this girl across the club.
Not vivacious.
No, falls in love with her just
Very
by seeing.
stiff.
And this, of course, the girl that he came with gets very upset that she's gone and danced off with another woman. Long story short, this woman happens to be the fiance of his singer friend. And then it's like
Which I don't
you know,
understand.
a love triangle or
Yeah.
whatever. And
How
then
did that
after a
come up?
20-minute silent dance number, she finally dumps her fiance for the guy, the American.
My biggest question, how did that not come up
What do you
between Henri and Jay?
Right. What
like
the
how
girl's
like
name is?
what yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the other friend, the pianist, knew. I don't know, why didn't he say anything? He knew at the
He did
breakfast
know.
that he was like,
He was going hard on the cigarettes and
And
the
the
coffee.
coffee, yeah.
And the
He was
whiskey.
like, you know what? Not my business.
He was like Kermit with the tea, sitting back, taking a sip.
meme alert. All right,
Nice.
that was good.
Good job,
Okay,
good job.
thanks. Yeah.
How did everyone like it?
I was really disappointed.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I've heard of this movie. I've watched clips of this movie. I love Gene Kelly. We all 3 in our top 5, I think,
Yeah.
was Singing in the Rain.
Yep.
So we were like, okay, let's start this off strong. Let's go for a fun musical that everyone knows. And it was just lackluster.
Yeah, it was. In fact, there was a point, because I spent not a lot of time on my phone, but I didn't have any
yeah.
problems with like being like, all right, let me look up this thing. And one of the things that came up on Google was like it's listed as one of the most overrated movies.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah, I buy
Yeah,
that.
apparently it is.
I buy that.
Because we really thought we were going into something that was going to be like, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, it wasn't like we didn't turn it off, you know?
I mean,
I know.
after that one scene and it didn't transpire, I was about to throw it in the trash.
We just had words about it that we'd rather have. No, but
There's so much boom, we fixed it that
yeah,
could have
exactly,
happened.
Yes.
exactly.
It should have happened.
It was a dancer's movie.
Right. From the dancing perspective, it was phenomenal.
Yep.
Yeah, my mom
And
would love it.
It was arguably his best in terms of showcasing his dancing.
Yep. And she was
was
hired
amazing.
because she was she was
You know, I
ballerina.
wonder if that's what they built a movie around their dance skills
Right.
because and they'd like to show it off,
Yeah.
right? So maybe they just kind of built this haphazard love story around the dancing.
Yes, but I feel like you had the plot there. You had like Milo's character. You could either make her a love interest or you could make her a villain, and she went nowhere.
Right.
And
She went to get champagne, and
Right.
we never to be heard from again.
And even Adam, like, he was the best friend character, but he really had He was nothing more than someone to bounce a conversation off of.
Yep. He was the
Right. There was very surface level character development with people who we cared about and wanted to see more from. And then
Even Henry was like,
Yeah.
like Jerry got a lot of character development, obviously, but you would expect Lise to get
Yeah.
character development.
Yeah.
She did.
No, she
Yeah,
did.
no.
And we missed it because it happened so fast. She went from like, no, I love
Yeah.
you.
A million no's and one yes is a yes. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that.
It's infuriating.
Yeah.
No, it is. And like the fact that her whole mood changed too. Like when he asked her on the date and she's like all set with him.
Yeah.
However,
And we
once
didn't
she
know.
did change, she was like, just kiss me. I want to be with you.
Yeah.
Like it did. She did change, but it was that flip where it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the chemistry wasn't there.
No,
No.
not at all.
No.
It was, however, there with Milo and Jerry.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's where I think we took a turn for the worse.
Yeah.
Is when that flopped.
Yep.
And we
Alright.
thought it was gonna go somewhere and it totally didn't.
Well, let's start with a positive. Let's
Okay,
start with
okay.
our favorite parts.
Yes.
Yes.
So, anybody have any favorites? Yes.
Well, okay, I have two, but I
do
think
too.
I think I
That's okay.
know one that Tracy's gonna have, so I'm not gonna say that because I am pretty sure it's hers. I will say my second is that silly singing scene where Jerry, I think it's Jerry, puts on like the scarf on his head and he's like the girl,
Yes.
and he's like, oh,
Yes.
like
And
whatever.
they did like the different styles. They
Yeah.
kind of did multiple styles in that scene.
And then the other scene was
No, say it. Go ahead.
well, you made comments about it. I feel like I should.
All right.
you say
both
it.
me and Serena loved the part where I didn't love the buildup. Lise had just broken up with Jerry,
Oh,
and
this
he was
isn't it.
nope,
keep
and he was
going.
mad, so he ran back to Milo and he knocked on the door, and all of a sudden he was like a different character. He like was taking like charge, initiative.
Oh
and he,
yeah.
and he came over and was like, "We're going out. I'm taking you out, and like I'm gonna kiss you." Like not in a
No, but it was very,
like,
manly
ooh, it was
and-
very,
yeah.
and he caressed her cheek, and all three of us were like, "Yeah,
Okay. That's how can we Okay. That's how it should have been from the start.
right." And he was so sexy. Other
And
than
he
the fact
was
that
so
it was
sexy.
right, like the
And
way he
that's the
said
way it
it.
should have
Thank
been.
you,
Okay.
thank you. Even though I
The
knew like
fuck-
it was for horrible
the
reasons,
mo-
but the way he talked
Yeah.
and his
The-
voice, right?
The movie just
Right?
started. The movie just started. That was absolutely hands down the best scene in the movie. I actually forgot about it for a moment, because I was thinking of something else.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
say in a minute. But the Milo and Jerry scene, I literally, we're gonna have to pull the recording. I was screaming, the movie has started.
Yes.
The
Yep.
movie
Yeah.
has started.
Yeah.
And we thought it was gonna go
Yeah.
in a direction,
Yep.
and boy did it not.
Yeah. So that was my favorite. What were you thinking of?
I was thinking of that. For some, I blanked on that for a minute, but the scene with the tiny apartment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
god,
Yep.
the opening scene.
Yes.
Yes, the opening
Yes.
scene.
You're
Oh,
right.
So sweet.
You are
So
absolutely
cute.
right.
Tiny house, you said, Trey? And,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
It
Yeah.
was so well choreographed. He had everything down pat.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
all the
so
little
great.
things tucked away, and he was pulling out, the pot of water and the flowers
And the fruit bowl,
He
and yeah.
pulled a string, and his bed went up to the ceiling.
Yeah. Yep.
It was very
Absolutely.
cool.
Which
very
it
cool.
seemed very stagey, but at the same time, I've seen videos of New York, like Manhattan apartments that do that. Like you
Yep.
have everything in cabinets
yeah,
and
you
you
know
pull things.
firsthand.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it
There
has to
is
be
no
that way.
wasted space. Everything has like dual purposes,
Yep.
and
Yep.
yeah.
But the fact that he added that choreographed dancer
Yes.
moment to
It was cute.
Yeah,
I
like
didn't
everything,
know.
like every kick of the foot, every
Yeah.
turn, either closed or opened something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very creative. I
As
actually
efficient
really did
as
like
the
that.
space was, his movements were just as efficient.
Yes.
It was good.
Yep. I
So,
forgot that, Serena.
I
Yes,
thought
that was.
you
that
were
was a
talking
good
about
catch.
that.
Yep. Yep.
And
no.
you thought I was talking about, which I'm sorry,
Yeah.
hands down is still the
Is-
best
yeah.
scene, is the Jerry and Milo.
Right.
So, what do you think? What was your favorite part?
I went a completely different way, and I know that we hated the ballet at the end, or not hate, but
No, it was
you
just-
know,
it was a
just
weird-
Like, why are we watching this?
Yeah.
The costumes in the ballet were just phenomenal.
Oh my God.
I could have just watched those all day.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Lise, her blue dancing outfit. I don't know what it's
And even like the striped, the day outfits when they
the
were doing
ones
that.
that I said that was like reminded me of mariachi.
Yeah.
What were
Mariachi.
those? What are the quartet? It was like a quartet.
Oh yeah, the hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything about that. And the only thing that annoyed me was that you were only getting glimpses. Like
Yeah.
the costume changes were almost too quick.
Yeah.
But
That was like a different movie.
Yeah.
Like if that's what we were watching and that's what the purpose was, I would have been like, okay, and then I would have been fully engaged.
You
But it
weren't
was
in
like-
that zone.
No, it kind of left it off as at a cliffhanger. Like we don't know if they're gonna get back together. We have this entire montage and like Singing the Grain had a montage, but it had like a point where this was just his date. Like it took me out.
yeah,
But you're right,
did.
it was good, but
but it just didn't.
it just didn't work.
fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost interest. I did like the costumes.
Yeah,
But I lost
costumes are so good in that bit. And the set design was great in that
Yes.
too.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, set
Yeah.
design.
You know what? It reminded me of that play we went to go see. You remember that,
I
girl?
was thinking yes,
Right?
when
Where,
they were
what was
hopping.
that called?
It started with a P and it was Spanish.
Yep. Where it was like a painting come to life.
Yes.
Where like you interacted with this just art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. We are unveiling our new question,
Mm-hmm.
Wheel of Questions, and we spun onto the recast.
Wheel of
If this movie was being made nowadays,
Yep.
who would be in the new cast? All right, who wants to go first?
Not me.
All right.
I'll go.
But I was gonna
You
say
do.
Betsy go.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Betsy go.
Okay. So I tried to do it so that like Jerry could actually tap dance and Lise could actually, is an actual ballerina. So I know it's tough. And I also got Adam as an actual pianist.
Me
too.
too. Me too.
We might all three have.
Oh shoot.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll start from the bottom. Henri is Channing Tatum.
He was my runner up for Jerry.
That's fair.
I just hurt myself clapping.
The clincher, because obviously everyone knows that he can dance,
Yeah.
but the clincher is he was in that movie Hail Caesar. It was not a good movie, but his scene, he had this. It was a Gene Kelly homage dance scene, and he nails it.
Okay.
Can Channing sing?
He probably can. I feel like if he hasn't yet,
So I think we've
'Cause
talked about this
would.
before.
There's not many
where,
triple threats.
yeah.
if usually actors they might not be the best singers, but they have usually control of their voice where
Yes.
they can at least fake it.
Yes.
Where it's the dancing that you can't fake.
Right.
Exactly. Yes, I'm with you. For Milo, I have Jessica Chastain. I think I'm just going through a Jessica Chastain phase though.
No, she
But
has that like
she has that personality. She can handle that level of self-assuredness.
Yep.
That's what
Yep.
it is.
I concur
Yeah.
because she did cross my mind because
Yeah.
she has that. What is she in with the white suit? Anyway,
Molly's Game.
maybe where I'm like I could see her as my.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Is
Adam.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Adam, I have Jamie Foxx.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Yep. Lise, I have Zoe Saldana.
Okay.
Was she an alternate? Or she
Nope.
was-
That's who I have.
Okay.
Yep. Good job.
Wow.
She's a ballet dancer.
She's a ballet dancer.
Center stage.
Center stage. Yep.
And she's a good
Yeah.
Wait, what's her name?
Zoe
Zoe
Saldana.
Saldana. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's good.
I have
She's
her.
a great option.
Yeah.
And then for Jerry, I have Dule Hill
Okay.
because he can tap dance, and I did not know this about him.
Yep. He was on the list I was looking at, but I went a different direction.
But I
yes.
think that he's the type of guy where he would jump at a chance like this,
Yep.
and it would be the breakout that he needs.
Yes.
He's always been
Like
the
the
other
sidekick.
one in
Yes.
Psych, and
Yep.
he deserves to have his
Yeah.
moment. And I think he would nail Jerry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. So say them all again real quick.
So
Slow.
Dule Hill,
Yep.
Zoe Saldana,
Yep.
Jamie Foxx,
Yep.
Jessica Chastain, and Channing Tatum.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Okay.
very proud of that list.
All right.
Okay, Tracy, go ahead.
So, I had written down Channing Tatum for Jerry as like my alternate, but I couldn't quite figure out like
Who
the
with?
grouping
Yeah.
with. So, I went. Jerry was Santino Fontana
Oh.
because I think he both can do the good guy and kind of the asshole,
Yes.
but he also can sing and dance.
Yes. That's a
Oh
good
my
choice.
gosh.
That's a great choice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I
and he's
see
like, I
that.
think he's done stage stuff. He was in
Yes.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
So and then Lise Whitehead, Zoe Saldana, because she can.
Oh,
I mean,
can you imagine those two together?
like it would just be
That'd be
interesting.
interesting,
right?
Yeah.
So then for Milo, I had Laura Benanti. She's a Broadway actress, but she also does like TV shows.
Wow.
She, because I picture in this new film that we're casting that she would have more of like a backstory, or she would sing and dance along. And she has this. She can have this severe kind of like poise about her,
Yes.
but can
Yes.
also go into this like dance or singing type thing.
She's got that like boss like
Yes.
attitude.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. For
Ooh.
Adam, I have John Legend.
Oh.
Good one.
Because I feel like he didn't
He
do.
would totally do that.
He would do it. He
yeah.
didn't have a lot of acting in the show, but he was that piano best friend
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
And then for Henri, I have Sam Rockwell. So he
okay.
can play the nice guy that like is taken advantage of, but you
Yeah.
also feel bad for him. He can also dance.
And I know you have the soft spot for
I
Sam
have-
Rockwell.
I'm sorry. He just yeah.
Yeah.
So he was my age problem.
Yeah.
When I was gonna cast younger, but anyway.
If you did Mr. Right, he can do this.
Wait, you picked
I
this
wrote
for,
that. I wrote that. Mr. Right.
is, for who?
Henri.
Henri.
Well, I guess I should have gone first because you guys really set the bar pretty darn high.
We worked our butts off for those lists.
You really did a good job. Okay, I'm gonna start with the first person that I had picked, and
Okay.
I'm still on the fence about which of the two. For Milo, I went with Julianne Hough.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I almost
Okay.
went that route. I almost went the dancing with the stars
sure.
route.
Yep. I was between Julianne Hough and Charlize Theron.
I had almost thought of her too.
Or like if there was like a
Ooh.
combination person, like we can combine those two together.
Because
Okay,
she
okay,
has that Jessica Chastain
Yeah.
boss type
Yeah.
thing going for her, and that severe and the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm,
And she's
mhm.
tall. Yeah.
Dancing. I mean, Julianne
Julianne
Hough
Hough. Yeah.
is really good.
Yep.
Elise, I had a really hard time with. I had a hard time pairing her with Jerry as anyone recasted because that should have never been the case.
Yeah.
And they should have. And so I actually kind of more so paired up my recasted Milo with my recasted Jerry. So for Elise, she's just kind of in the trash. But I'm still gonna give her Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Because apparently she can dance.
Oh yeah. She
Yeah,
can.
she
and,
can.
Oh yeah, she can.
and just the dark hair, and I feel like she would have maybe given a little more life to Elise's character. Maybe some character development. Maybe we if we're gonna boom fix it and recast it, complete different love story with Lise and one of the other men. You know what I mean?
I'm
Okay.
curious now who you picked for Jerry.
Yeah. Wait. Did you say Adam? Oh yeah, you went with John, wait, no. I thought.
Henri, I picked Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All right.
you did as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
For Adam, because he's a pianist, I picked Elton John. And I was sure that one of you guys were going to take that. My backup option, which probably would be more actually
Realistic.
would be the Ryan Gosling.
Okay.
Okay, yep,
Okay.
yep.
Because he apparently does play piano, and this is all the new things I'm learning. So for Jerry was, I don't know why, but almost immediately it was the same as my Milo character. I picked Johnny Depp. And I picked Johnny Depp. I don't know. I think it's because
She
of
is
Charlie.
casting a different movie, but I think I would also want to
I
see
know,
this.
because I'm like, all right, Johnny Depp, Charlize Theron, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
right? Because I was like, okay, Catherine, like both Charlize and Catherine Zeta-Jones are older, so I was like, okay, who's Jerry? But if he's also older, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right,
So
okay.
I didn't dive very
And
deep.
that actually makes Elton John make more sense. Yeah. He'd just be that like rando curmudgeon who's like in his apartment just playing the piano all the time.
Who did we?
So-
Was that everybody? Who did we miss with you?
Well,
And Channing Tatum wouldn't make sense.
Oh yeah, Channing.
That would
yes.
be the odd man
That
out.
would be
That
the
would be the.
odd man. That's it.
I was a little lost there. So that's where I'm at. Those are my choices, and I'm sticking
Okay.
to them.
All right.
I appreciate that you went a different age group
Yep,
than us.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you guys do? Younger or older?
We went younger than you, but
Not by much.
I was expecting somebody to do like a 20-something. All
right,
Guys,
wow.
we nailed this question.
It was fun. It was different. It was hard.
Wait a minute. How has this movie influenced or been influenced by other movies? So it's iconic,
Yep.
and I expected it. I don't know. I just expected more out of it. I
Yeah.
feel like I've heard the name so often.
Yep.
But now that I think of it, I've only ever heard of the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. And again, it showcases Gene Kelly.
I mean, I think it's just typical of like old school Technicolor musical.
Yeah.
Where they had those like flashback scenes with the dances and
Quintessential old Hollywood, or like 50s Hollywood
Yeah.
musical. Yeah, you're
and
right.
they had those numbers that weren't necessarily written for the movie.
Yeah.
But it was songs you knew. Like
Yeah.
I was started to sing at some of the songs. Like
Yeah,
you knew
I
them
got
before
rhythm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
But that said, the songs weren't that memorable.
No.
Especially in comparison to Singing in the Rain.
yeah, they were yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't
Yeah, we're not comparing this to Singing in the Rain anymore,
Well,
guys.
we
It's not
are,
even in the
though.
same. I
All
mean,
right.
yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yes, we can, but it's not even in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
Singing in the Rain
So-
was what in all three of our top fives.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is bottom 5 for me.
Wow.
Ouch.
Well,
Ouch.
But it's true. It's anything
It could
that
have been so
anything
much
that
better.
you would relate this to, Singing in the Rain does better.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, actually, no, not bottom 5. I take that back. Mid level.
We're gonna watch some trash this year.
Okay.
I'm just prepping.
I love how she's setting us up for disappointment.
I was
so then we can
offended.
be pleasantly surprised, Trey. It's a setup. Don't buy into it.
Okay. All right.
Oh, boom. Okay. Prince and the Showgirl.
Okay.
Right?
That's right.
A little glimpse of that
Yeah.
one scene.
Yeah.
Yep. Where
Yep.
the
Yep.
Milo,
Yep.
was
Milo.
bringing him back to her apartment. We're
Yep.
like, oh, okay. Yep.
And it was
Agreed.
oddly, if you look at the background, like it almost looked like the Prince and the Showgirl, that room. Very fancy stuff. Everything was nice.
And you know what? I'm so sorry now that you say that. And I referenced it already. Hail
Yeah.
Caesar does an homage, and it's
Okay. All right.
yeah. Movies definitely do homages to this movie.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Milo gave me well this is when we were still thinking that she had some kind of agenda and really she just had a crush. And anyways, that movie became broken. But that whole story. But before I knew that she didn't have a motive, I was getting Cruella DeVille vibes.
Cruella DeVille.
With her furs. She had a white fur coat. Her hair was up in a certain kind of, and she had a long cigarette. And maybe it was just the sign of the times type thing. This is the style of, no, was this placed in the 50s as well? Okay, current day. So, yeah, I got the Cruella DeVille, and I actually was waiting for the other shoe to drop. I was waiting for there to be an evil. Maybe that's why they were doing that. I don't know when the 101 Dalmatians came out, but whatever. I'm just saying. And then the other thing, of course, Sound of Music. Did everyone already say Sound of Music?
No, but
No.
you're right. There was some.
That dance scene. There. Yeah. And like you said, like it's a waltz, but
Yeah.
it was very similar.
Yes,
there
it
were
was.
similarities.
And there was a dress that reminded you of, yeah.
Yeah, so the waltz that they were doing was, I don't actually know the name of the song, but it was like, I am 16
Yeah.
going on. I put I am 19 going on naive.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then Milo reminded us of the Baroness.
Yes, the Baroness.
Yep.
Absolutely. She sounded like her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank.
The
The
fiance.
fiance.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm missing my fiance. Sorry. Just had went Seinfeld
Now
for
that
a second.
now I have more.
I know.
now
She
that
she unlocked
yeah,
like the
you
other
did.
half of that question.
Yep. Good
God.
job, Serena.
Well, it needed to be said, and there's some more stuff, but I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I think those were my biggest. I mean, literally 90% of the time, I'm gonna get some weird Sound of Music vibe. some way or another, Sound of Music comes into almost every single episode. So you're all welcome.
Ladies, please remove your hats and silence your cell phones. How does this film hold up?
All I can think of is, what did you say? You said a million no's and one yes. What is it?
A million no's and a yes is a yes. I hate that.
Yeah, and that's what this was.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times that she was like, no, please. The only reason I got up was because I didn't want to make a scene. Please don't call me again, ever. This is inappropriate. How many times is she...
All she had to do was say she was in a relationship. And she didn't say it
She
once.
shouldn't have to.
That's
Oh, yeah, that's true. No, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
You're right.
Yeah.
But
that would have been like a boom, go away.
Yeah, it would have
Right,
been.
but for all she knows, it would have been like oh, well, now I have competition. Now I'll try even harder.
right.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have. Yeah. Anyway, but that was a trope of always and of life, and obviously she fell for it because she very much was like, kiss me again, and but so that I don't
It
know.
wasn't believable.
It did. Yeah. All of us were like, no, this is not.
It was tough to get past that. And then no modern audience is going to sit through 20 minutes of ballet.
Well, that's what I put
I'm
in
sorry.
here.
It's not
Nope.
going to happen.
Have it be a ballet.
I was going to say, have strong dance numbers. And that's an annoyance I have of musicals today, is that they focus so much on the vocals and they don't focus enough on the dance, which it's
Yeah, but-
okay. You can't
but
do that.
If they made An American in Paris a ballet, like it could be a ballet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I pretty much put. I wrote plot was broken and the 20-minute ballet ending slash the ending, and the fact that the ending was not Milo and Jerry.
Right. And it might be because we're so acclimated to the strong female characters at this point.
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's the way
True.
Oh yeah.
of the movies
This was
we
our
couldn't even
first
handle
one that
Lise.
it wasn't like.
They had to kind of push her back a little bit.
Yeah.
And I will say, not to give them excuses, but the actress who played Milo got the chickenpox in the middle of production, so they had to cut a
Oh.
couple of her scenes.
Interesting.
So, just
So they
FYI.
sent her out for champagne, and that was a wrap.
Yeah, I get. Yeah. But didn't you have the feeling that she had something up her sleeve?
Yes.
Like even the
Yeah.
best friend was like, I know what you're doing. And even like, what was her friend that they met at the club? They went out to dinner and he's like, oh, you're going to lose him in 4 months, or no,
Yeah.
in 2 months. Like, what was
I think
that?
it was just meant to be that, like, she has a type and it's artists, and artists are known for being flighty.
Okay, all
Like,
right.
I think that
If
was
that's
it.
what okay.
But we both, definitely were like, ooh, she has ulterior motives.
Right.
Okay.
But
okay.
her ulterior motives were she
Love.
was interested
Yeah.
in Jerry.
Which, if they went that route, I liked her. That was the twist, was she was being the pursuer.
Right.
She was the strong character with the money and the moves and putting it on him. I liked that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they made multiple comments to shut that down. One of the other guys was like, "Oh, the strong female, or not strong female, but this women who act like men but still want to be treated like women." I should have put that quote down, but
Yes.
that was obnoxious. It's like let's shut this down. This
Yep.
is not normal.
I don't know. I think she kind of knew not her, that's a horrible way to say it, but she knew her place, because she acknowledged that, because she said to him, oh, let's go to this restaurant. And he's like, that's kind of expensive. And she's like, well, I'll pay the bill, or will that embarrass you? And he's like, yeah, it will. Like, she
That
acknowledged that,
whole
part.
scene, in fact, because she invited him over. There was a part where she was like, I don't want to like, it was something about your male
ego or
integrity
something.
or,
Yes,
whatever.
yeah.
Like,
Yes.
and it was just the entire scene. I was like, oh, I like
Right.
this
So
chick.
she knew
Yeah.
that, the men, the fragile male,
Yeah.
but she
Ego.
was like, this is who I am, but I'm still interested.
Right.
Yeah, anyway.
And he had no interest in that. He wanted the 19-year-old bumpkin who
Yeah.
had no character.
Bumpkin.
Yeah.
What's that?
They called her a bumpkin at one
Did they
What's
point.
a
really?
bumpkin?
Like a country naive.
Who called her a bumpkin?
In the opening scene when she's doing the different dance numbers,
yeah, when
I
she,
think
like-
Henri calls her something along that line.
Oh yeah.
I think it was Adam who was like,
Forgot
"Oh, so
about that
she's
scene.
she is
Oh, maybe
simple," and
Adam.
he's like, "No, she's this," and
Yeah.
oh, so that means
What
she's
did-
boring. No, she's,
Yeah.
What did Jerry say? I didn't write it down. To her, the
Oh my
water.
God,
yeah,
yes.
the water.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I have the quote. You want me to? Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
She goes, "I don't like talking to myself," and he says, "You'll have to get over that. Why? With a binding like you've got, people want to know what's inside the book."
It's the line after
But
that.
it's the line that
she's
follows
referring to.
after it.
I don't know if you're a girl of mystery or just a still water that doesn't run deep, but there's one thing I can tell you. If I've been around sooner, you'd know by now that you're very pretty.
He said that line, and both Serena and I were like, whoa.
I must have stopped listening to write down the beginning
You
part.
were writing it down. I
Darn
know
it.
you weren't
We
listening.
both were like, burn.
Yeah. Okay. Boom, we fixed it. I think we talked about this a lot.
I mean, there were
Just-
2 clear ways to fix it. It involved Milo. Either she was gonna be the love interest, or eventually be the love interest, or she had this other, like, side plan where she was gonna take advantage of him. And
Where like she was gonna be she was gonna make him her kept man.
right, like,
I was waiting for that too.
Yeah.
using him for money. Like, she was actually didn't have that much money, but she saw the saw the talent in him,
Yeah.
and then somehow double cross him.
Well,
or
there was a
something.
point where he was like, "I can't afford this," and she was like, "Oh, you can pay me back," and I was like, "There it is."
Yeah.
like she's gonna
That's what
she's gonna
Same
put him
time.
in debt, and then
Yeah.
she's gonna own him. But that didn't happen.
And we would have been both. We would
would've
have
been
been
happy
fine
either
with
way.
either way. We
Yeah.
would have. She just would have had a more developed character.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, he would have been the victim.
Right. And then you would have felt
would've
bad.
changed the
whole
and then
thing.
the relationship between him and Lise would have been like this, like pure, like his savior, and she would have
Exactly.
been like, no, it's gonna be okay because we have each other or something.
Right,
some
because
crap like
we
that.
didn't really like Jerry.
Right.
We thought he was we felt bad for Henri.
Right. Yeah, we did. We felt bad for him. Because he,
He-
was there when they were professing love for each other.
He was the James Marsden of this movie. James Marsden.
To write that down.
Oh,
He
yeah.
can sing. James
Yeah.
Marsden can sing.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Obviously.
Anyone else have any other boom that we fix it? I think those were like the obvious.
And and to give Lise more of a personality or a
Yes.
stronger backbone or better chemistry or something.
Yes. Or even if we just got closure on any other character aside from just Jerry and
Right.
Lise.
Well, even
Yeah.
them, like, now that he's with Lise, obviously Milo's didn't like that. Is she gonna still be his sponsor? Like,
Right.
what's
Right.
gonna go on with his art show?
Right. All right. Now we really fixed it. Notes roundup.
Okay.
I think I said everything I wanted to say. Oh, I have one quote, and it was a snap quote,
Ooh.
and it goes towards the whole million no's and yes is yes thing.
Okay.
No, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes.
It was a rare.
Go back to Singing
Usually,
in the Rain. Good job.
good job. Most of our oh snap moments were with Milo. This
Mm-hmm.
was the only one that was Lise.
Okay.
And it was at the beginning when he makes her go dance with him. And she says, "I'd like to return to my friends." And he said, "You look bored." And she goes, "You should see me now."
Yeah, I liked
Yeah.
that
It was
one.
so good.
Yeah.
The
And
only
I-
thing that she said that we enjoyed.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like the moment where I was like, "Oh, this is her character.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here for this."
Yeah.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
That was the only moment we had with that.
When-
It was like
there
pop
was one
smoke.
line, and I forget what it was, but Jerry actually said, "Ouch."
That was it.
Oh, that was
That was the
okay.
moment.
All right.
Yeah.
Because we were too busy saying "ouch" for him.
Right,
Yeah.
but I was like, I've never actually seen like a character actually say, like, that's what
Yeah.
we say, like, burn,
Yeah.
ouch, and he
Yeah.
actually
He
said
actually
it.
said
Okay.
it. Yeah. All right.
I
Sorry,
had
that was
one-
my only note.
I had one other quote, and it was at the very beginning when they were introducing the 3 guys, and they were kind of like talking to the audience. It was Henri, and he described himself as, "I'm old enough to know what to do with my young feelings."
Oh, I want to write
Yes,
that
that's
down too.
right.
Sorry.
That was a good line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. And you were like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That, and he was right, because he was older than that, like, teenage, like, I love you forever. So he was, but he was young enough to, like, still be, yeah. So it was perfectly described him.
Everybody had at least one line that was just
Well written.
well
Yep.
written and well executed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, I have one other note.
Mhm.
Serena, did you have anything you
I
wanted
have
to
a
say?
quote.
Go ahead.
Paris has ways of making people forget. Paris, no, not this city. It's too real and too beautiful. Never lets you forget anything. Reaches in and opens you wide, and you stay that way. I don't know why that line stuck with me, but it just,
I feel
it kind
like,
of felt like it was romantic and also heartbreaking.
and I feel like it was channeling, not to be that person. I think it was channeling Casablanca a little bit with, "We'll always have Paris."
Yep.
Maybe that's okay.
Well, it was like, yeah, like love will come and go, but I'll always have Paris. I'll always have the love of the city and the love of the, yeah. I have one last ultimate note,
Oh, good Lord.
and it was the perfume lady.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
That's right.
It was
that's
the
right,
actress Madge Blake, who was Aunt Harriet from the original Batman.
Oh my gosh,
You
that's
are
right.
collecting the original
I
Batman.
am.
She
We are
is.
starting season 2 out strong with a main character from Batman.
How many are you up to now? 3?
We've got Cesar Romero, we've got Eartha Kitt, and now we've got Aunt Harriet, Madge Blake.
I actually have a quote from
Madge?
Madge.
Madge.
She was just perfume lady.
I was gonna say Aunt Harriet. When she's trying to pick the perfume, do you
Yeah.
guys remember that scene?
Yeah.
I always get a rash if I have to decide something. If I can't relate to that, I don't know what. If that's
Yeah.
You
not
felt
more
that in
relatable-
your soul.
I felt that. I felt personally attacked. I had to put that in there though.
All right. Martini shot, guys.
Clink.
Would you recommend it?
No.
No.
Serena, you're usually a yes. What did you think? Would you tell people to watch this?
I have yes and no, and then the reason I say yes, it's no with a caveat.
Okay.
Okay. I said
Oh, we don't have a lot of no's with a caveat.
Usually we have yeses with it. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
I have a no with a caveat. I have to those who enjoy Sound of Music, and dance
Okay.
because
It's a dancer's movie.
It
it is a dancer's movie. And the musical feel to it. If you like Sound of Music, you probably like musicals,
Well,
right?
right, but just watch Sound of Music or Singing in the Rain.
Right.
True. But
Singing in the Rain was so much better.
So
than
much
this.
better.
I will say this: the reason I'm kind of still on the cusp of, I would personally maybe look at a couple scenes again, specifically one scene,
We just
is
it's that one
because Gene Kelly is very cute.
yeah.
Yeah, he is
And
adorable.
if you just have it on in the background, even if it's like kind of quiet, and you have a little Gene Kelly
You know what?
and a little dancing in the background, and you don't really get fully involved into the broken plot that it is, I think it's worth, and the costumes at the dance.
You're absolutely right. Yes, I see what you're saying, because there are definitely moments in my day where I'm like, I just need something for background. And if this was on TC, I might be like, oh, okay, this is perfect background.
Yeah.
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 That's fair. But it's not a yes.
Yeah. It's a no. It's a no with a caveat, and it's maybe
It's a no
more of
for
a.
me.
Maybe it's just like
Dog.
it might just be like a filler,
Yeah.
like a TV
Yeah.
Right.
painting.
There's
But
nothing else on
honestly,
TV. Fine.
Yeah.
I don't have time for fillers.
I know.
Ain't nobody got time for that. She
Yeah.
said.
This is 3 no's, guys. No's
Mine's with a caveat.
It's got a 0.5 stars from us.
That's rough.
Yeah.
To start off too.
Yeah.
Damn, we thought this was gonna be strong.
Well,
I
you know
know.
what? Now we know,
Yep.
and we
Yep.
can move forward with our lives.
Okay.
You guys are not prepared for the next movie.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Oh my god. It's because our next movie is Birthday's Choice.
Birthday Betsy's here. She meant
Betsy's
birthday.
birthday choice.
She meant birthday Betsy.
It is. The next episode is my choice. Not that, I mean, they're all my choice, but this is going to be like a personal favorite that I force other people to watch.
It's her favorite time of year.
It is.
The first
It's
names.
the reason we do this podcast.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Bedtime,
So-
folks.
That was An American in Paris. Thanks for joining us. If you like what you hear, you can find more great episodes over on our website, www.millennialsatthemoviehouse.com, or wherever you find your podcasts. Curious about updates, extras from our episodes, or want to add your 2 cents about a reviewed movie? We're also on Twitter and Instagram. Our handle for both is @themoviemillies. Check us out and make sure to follow us. So until next time,
We're millennials.
And we'll see you at the movie house.
Season 2!